What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? While we letting the beat build, I want to say happy Thursday night. Tonight we coming in Thursday because me and Demetria, she had a show Sunday of this week, so we weren't able to do our number thing Sunday. So we said we're gonna do it tonight, which is Thursday, and we'll be back this Sunday. So y'all kind of getting a double dose. Tonight I want to talk about pop culture. I want to wait for Demetria to get in. If Demetria can see this link, Demetria, hit the link and come on up. Tonight I want to talk about pop culture and how pop culture affects Black love. And I don't think we really realize how much our pop culture affects Black love, Black relationships, Black decisions, the things that Black people do. Pop culture. Once Demetria get on, I'm gonna rap about what that pop culture is. What up, Rodney? I don't know why my phone went out for a second. But let's see. Let's change my brightness settings. Okay, like I said, we make a lot of decisions based on pop culture and don't even realize what we're doing. We don't realize when we're following the crowd. I got a saying called SMAR, social media ass response. We don't even realize when we're following the crowd. So let's see. Can I look for my guests? Invite guests. What's up, Andre? I'm waiting for Demetria to come in. I don't know how she always make me wait this long and talk to get her to wait to come in. I'm gonna have to start playing some music or something, but hopefully she'll be in here soon. Like I said, we as Black people engage in a lot of decision making. Okay, so let's see. Let's invite you. Well, ask to come in. I told you when I paste this button, click on it. She says she here. All right, I'm about to post a comment. Click on the link that says Modern Masculine Man, Javon Clark's Aggressive Church. Click on that, StreamYard. That's how you get in. Click on that. There you go. Boy.
Everybody.
Boy, you are funny. You are a funny person.
My bad.
She talking about I'm here. I'm like, I don't want to get started without you and get into the. I'm like, yo, I'm just waiting on her to come in.
Because you usually send me the StreamYard link through the but you did just tell me you were gonna post it there. Never mind, that was me.
Yeah, exactly. We had just discussed it. But irregardless, as my great uncle used to say, I don't even know what the fuck is that a word or not, irregardless. But tonight we want to talk about pop culture. Why is my phone keep going out like that? So I'm probably gonna have to keep pressing this button on my phone. For some reason, my phone is I've never seen it do that before, where it's just go down in the middle of the live.
Okay.
So hold on, let me see, can I change this setting? And if not, y'all see me hitting this button is some kind of setting that's been changed on my phone. But what I want to talk about is we as Black people base a lot of our decisions based on pop culture. Shit we see in the media, shit we see on the news, shit we see on TV, shit we hear in songs. And a lot of times we don't admit it. So I'm going to give a quick example of when me as a Black man allowed pop culture to change my mind and alter the whole course of my life. And then I want you to give an example. And then we're going to talk about how we as grown-ups are going to love gurus and reading love books to try to find a mate in our 40s. So I'll never forget when I was in the 8th grade, I wanted to go to the Air Force my whole life. I always wanted to go to the Air Force. And I wanted to be an airplane pilot. And my 8th grade summer, I was ready to take the ASVAB and I was just hyped. I get to the recruiter my freshman year. I take the ASVAB. I make like a 91 on it. He said, that's high enough to be an Air Force pilot. And the movie Boys in the Hood came out with Ice Cube. I loved Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, Cuba Gooding Jr. It was just a black movie, one of the first black movies that, and I'll never forget, there was one scene where Cuba Gooding was talking to Larry Fishburne, and Larry Fishburne was telling him, son, I joined the military when I was 19, and I got a GI Bill, and I bought this house, and I was able to take care of you, and this is how I bought this house and became a man. And that was just one scene. One scene, he told him the military saved his life, right? Then they went to the beach and there was a sign that said, arm and be all you can be. Maybe 4 scenes later, and he said, the military ain't no place for no black man, Trey. And I didn't realize that he had just told him the military saved his life. Just that pop culture scene in that movie, I was like, fuck that. I ain't joining the military, because Boys in the Hood said the military ain't no place for no black man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that changed and altered the course of my life. I remember when I was in college and Jeezy came out and he was talking that trap shit and was so cool. It made me want to sell weed. You know what I'm saying? So what I want you to do is real quick, give an example of pop culture and how you know for a fact that your life was changed based on some bullshit you seen on TV, in the news, or just in the media.
I don't think I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I don't think it's ever been a time with pop culture or anything else. It was people around me, not so much as culture. And it was probably the people around me that were being influenced by pop culture. I always looked up to people in my neighborhood, people in my family, my aunts and stuff like that. But as far as the fairy tale lives, I've looked at other people in my neighborhood or listened to one of my aunts or one of my friends about somebody's relationship and what men are supposed to do, and this is what men's supposed to do. And I didn't know he was whooping her ass and having outside kids all over the place, not taking care of them, and all kinds of other stuff. I just knew that this was what I was told we're supposed to want as women. Knowing inside, I didn't even want those things. I never had a desire for those things. So no, I don't think pop culture. I think Little Kim. Let me take that back.
There you go. Because I was about to ask you. Little Kim had a mean influence on our generation.
Little Kim was the I remember going out one day with a pair of shorts on, and I felt so uncomfortable pulling them shits down all day long. But I remember getting dressed with like that Little Kim energy and vibe in me. So yeah, that was probably where I the first time I can think that pop culture probably influenced me was definitely Little Kim.
Well, let's get into the subject. I want to talk about now pop culture now, and it's popular for online gurus and books. I'm actually working on a book called Date on Your Level. You know, I've been saying this for years, you know, but I don't consider myself a relationship coach or relationship guru. I'm just a nigga talking, trying to get black men and black women to have realistic expectations of what relationships are really like. You know what I mean? But there was a book that came out in 1992 called The Five Love Languages. We're going to get into that. But I want to even delve more into it. Before we get into that, Steve Harvey had came out with this 90-day rule thing. You remember Steve Harvey wrote that book? And black women was talking about that shit, and black men was like, okay, well, make me wait 90 days. I'll fuck 89 women and wait till you on the 90th day. So I want to use that as an example to show how that's something in pop culture, and it totally affected the black dating community. Do you remember that book and that shit? And do you remember that era? Speak on that.
I remember the era in the book, although I never read it. I've been referenced. I've heard it referenced so much that I've looked up the love language stuff, which
the Steve Harvey book. We're going to talk about the love language.
Oh, no, I definitely didn't read that one either. I saw the movie, if that counts, but no, I wouldn't buy that book now from Steve Harvey.
But do you remember the whole wait 90 day and think like a man, and you know what I mean? What did you think about that, telling women to think like a fucking man? It's almost like I felt like it was saying men game women, so I need you to think like a man so you won't get game. That was the kind of underlying tone. What did you think that whole think like a man? What did that mean to you?
That's exactly what it was. Him telling women how to think like you do when he doesn't even think like every man does.
Exactly.
And you're also telling women, so if I'm thinking like a man, he's thinking like a man, then who in the hell is thinking like a woman in this situation? It's not so yeah, I never read that book either.
So look, you just said something that was so key, and it's common sense. If you're thinking like a man and I'm thinking like a man, who the fuck is thinking like a woman?
Right.
And as a spinoff of that whole think like a man, when you say who's thinking like a woman, we have an era of men calling women masculine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Kevin Samuels, Kendra G, just different online dating personalities that were giving people advice on how to get a mate. Now, I have a saying. I'll never forget when Black Planet first came out back in the day. It was just hunting grounds for men. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if a woman is online looking for love, or she's to the point where she needs to call, get a dating coach or something, that's a sheer sign of desperation, blood in the water, the sharks are coming. So when I used to be online back in the day with Black Planet, just fucking off for fun, because, you know, guys tell guys, hey man, go on Black Planet, them hoes desperate. You know what I'm saying? And it's with so many upper echelon women. It wasn't no hood chicks. These are the chicks that think they're sophisticated, and I'm gonna go meet a man online and write my profile, and he can read my educational career and all of this stuff, and don't like on my page if you don't understand what's going on. And I used to go up there, put my picture, I was slim, had abs back then, you know, put my pictures up there and just say, I would always say, I'm in a committed relationship looking to play.
Right.
And all these women would like me and swipe me. And then when I talked to them, I didn't know you was in a relationship. I said, so I was so handsome, you just looked at my shit and responded? Yeah. Or what's going on? And it would be like, yeah, let's have a cup of coffee, blah, blah, blah. You go through the little bullshit and then some easy sex happens. And then the woman feel like that you're obligated to spend time with her or give her a reason why you don't like her anymore. And as a man, I'm like, sweetheart, you're online trying to get your rocks off. You ain't expecting no relationship out of this. So when I feel like when women call into these places, because men don't do it a lot, to Kevin Samuels, Iyanla Van Zandt, Kendra G, whoever, do you think these women really think in their mind that whatever advice they get is going to help them? Or do you think these women are calling in saying, okay, it's 20,000 people watching on live, maybe somebody would like me? What do you think about that?
I think they just want attention and not thinking that they're going to get that attention that they get in real life. They're thinking they're going to get it on the internet. I really believe that. Or I believe that some of them are just that ditzy. A little bit of both.
You think some of them women, but do you see the questions they be asking and how they be lying and ran in circles? Do you think those women don't realize when their hearts start beating fast and when that pressure comes up, do you think them women like, fuck it, as long as I can keep that attention going, I don't give a shit. Let's keep it moving. Or why do you think why do you think people like that have such a big following and 20, 30,000 people tune in to watch it every night?
You talking about Kevin Samuels or the people calling
anybody that's a relationship guru online that people come in and ask questions how to get a relationship? How do you think that became a thing?
I think that I don't think it is as big as we think it is. It's the same thing with, like, I feel like, you know what, it's the Kevin Samuels conversations and even the Kendra and stuff like that. I only know who some of these people are because of small clips, but I still don't tune in to just watch this lady. I definitely know who she is, know what she does, have seen enough clips, but I don't think it's enough of us actually tuning into this. The internet, what the internet is done real great at, It's making us think that things are actually bigger than what they are. But when we check the actual numbers of this stuff, no, I don't. They don't have a bigger a following as we think they do. It's
So
usually
you think it's like a big rock in a small pond? Because think about this. Take
exactly.
away from the relationship coaches, the life coaches. Now I know you see so many life coaches. People call me a life coach. People hit me up and be like, "Yo, I know you're busy. I pay you to talk to you," and I'd be like, "Well, I charge $111.11 for my time just because I like ones. I was born on December the 1st, and I'm like, really, I'm just listening to you, giving you reflective discourse. I'm repeating back to you what you're saying so you can hear how good or stupid this shit sounds." And it's like, when did people go online? Why do you think people are going online for relationship advice, life coaching, whatever, instead of just gleaning from the motherfuckers around them like we used to have to do our whole life?
That's the new age thing, though. It's different for us than it is for, I'll say, the 30 and under crowd. Now, for us, I don't know why the hell we doing it. I think now I can say that. So I believe that some of these I call them the internet generation. They were born into this. This is what they know. This is what they do. So some of the stuff that they're doing on the internet at a younger age, I expect. Our age, I think these heifers are really just at this point expecting. They just want attention.
So I have a saying. So what you're saying, the saying I have kind of coincides with what you're saying. I say our sisters rather get the attention from 1,000 strangers than to be attended to by one man. Mm-hmm. That was an Amber Alert in my area. Meaning, one man can attend to all your needs, right?
Right.
But 1,000 people can give you attention. That one man can't compete with 1,000 people online. So it's just a situation where I'm really looking at how pop culture has influenced us. Let's say some buzzwords in the pop culture, right? That when I hear these words from a woman or a man, I instantly just say, "Get out of here." You know, at one time it was, "I'm woke, I'm conscious, I'm a hotep, Ashe, Grand Rising." That's when we was waking up. Mm-hmm. See, we had to wake up to even realize that we need each other. So now that we need each other, it's a relationship conversation.
Right.
When I hear a man or a woman say the word toxic, I'm through with you.
Right.
If they say some shit like calling a man masculine or a woman feminine, I'm through with you. I don't want to talk to you. If they say some shit like selective outrage or you're triggered, it's certain pop culture, social media phrases. When I hear a woman or a man say 50-50, I'm done with them. Okay, I want to discuss that for a second so you can see what I'm saying. Pop culture, and we have these conversations, they lie dormant in the back of our mind. Like you said, you went out, you had on your shit, you was feeling like Lil' Kim, pulling your shorts down, but a lot of this shit lay dormant in the back of our mind. So when our women and our men see this war or this back and forth conversation about single people on social media, that shit lays dormant in the back of your mind, right? So when you got this list of 50-50, when I hear 50-50, I immediately, it's over. I was saying to my wife today, we was jogging on the trail. I was like, you know, if we look at our life, a relationship has always been, I'm attracted to you physically. That's how we look at each other. Mm-hmm. I like your physical look. You like my physical look. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, a man knew for a woman to sit down and get to know him, he had to buy something to eat. You know, you buy the woman something to eat just so you can talk to her and let her know you're interested. And if she go out and get something to eat with you, back in the day, she thought you was cute. Now, bitch, she go out and just get a sandwich off you. But the point I'm making, a relationship was two people come together and they get to know each other and they conform and compromise based on what's going on in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Now a relationship can't be started because the woman's saying, I ain't going 50-50. The man saying, I want the bitch to cook every night, do this, that, and the other. I need this, I need this. And it's like, hey, you have to experiment and explore with a person to see what you want. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean real quick, and we're going to go into the love language, but I want you to respond to this. Me and my wife was on the trail. I was like, yo, I remember when I met you, you was a six-figure woman. Had your own business downtown, valet park and hair salon. You was a six-figure woman and had great credit. And I was a school teacher and we was fucking acting a fool with money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And she made cash. Mm-hmm. And one day she was like, so as a man, I knew I would just pay all the bills with my money. And a woman gonna save her money. She gonna pack that shit in a bra or put it up. So I said, I pay all the bills. I knew I ain't never had to worry about nothing fucking up because my woman made more money than me. But I just pay all the bills. She stack her money. She buy the kids what they want. We go trips, whatever. All of a sudden, she say, I'm going natural. I don't want to do hair no more. I got to wear gloves and a mask to put this shit on these women's head. And I'm putting it on their scalp. I don't want to do hair no more. I'm like, okay, what you want to do? She was like, I just want to go to college. And I'm like, well, are you going to work? And she was like, no, I just want to go to college. And I mean, I was making more money than you at one time. You've been paying all the bills. Just let me go to school.
Right.
This is something that morphed because of our relationship and our love of each other. Now, what if in the beginning, she'd have told me, I want to stop doing hair? I'd have been like, hell no, you make too much money. I ain't fucking with you. One of the reasons I want to fuck with you is because of how much money you make. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I'm saying is, in real life, we talk about 50-50 so much. If he worked, if I work, this, that, and the other. Why don't people realize when they throw that out there, it's a limiter, it's a wall? What if both of y'all work and y'all Uber Eats a few nights a week? What if y'all can afford a maid? Do you see the point I'm making with these guidelines and these social media sayings? I ain't going 50-50. I ain't gonna be no stay at home. It's like we saying these things up front and it's not allowing us to even interact and develop something. Speak on that for me. And I want you to regurgitate that because I know I said a lot. I just want the people to know that you understand me and so that they can get it better from a woman's perspective.
You're pretty much saying that if you hear these, well, you did say a lot. You started with all these toxic, narcissistic
buzzwords.
All these buzzwords, trigger words. If you hear certain things, and we're pretty much messing up relationships by saying these, whatever we're hearing on the internet. Well, I'm not going 50-50, and I need a woman to cook every day and every day and all of this stuff. And we're kind of starting off with that instead of just seeing how things go and knowing that that's not reality. Again, that's some more of that fairy tale stuff. Oh, the man goes out to work, she stays at home with the children. Like this is not reality. For some people, that might be their reality. And I feel like there's one person that had that reality sold it to the rest of us, knowing damn well that was a reality for the rest of us. They knew that when they sold it to us, which I feel like is some of these dating coaches are doing. Kevin Samuels, I felt 50-50, man. For me, he was having the conversation that I've heard all over the place since I've been a little girl. I've heard plenty of the stuff that he said. It was nothing new to me. There were certain specific things that I heard that I could disagree with, that I felt like he was personalizing. But for the most part, that wasn't saying anything that we haven't heard in barbershop conversations, and we've had that conversation about being a tomboy. I've always had the privilege of men being a little more comfortable speaking around me because I'm not about to argue. That's how you feel. I can listen, and I know this is how most of y'all feel, so I know how to operate and navigate. But what else did you say? The trigger words. Back to the beginning before we started that conversation about the attention that women get from 1,000 strangers versus that one man. I can actually answer for both of them because I am both. I like attention. And you always speak of our 7th grade. I like to think of it more as I'm more of my 7-year-old self. Remember how you learned that you do something great and you go to your mom like, Mom, look, and you do something stupid and she go, get out my damn face. Well, I learned to get that attention by doing something that was actually great that I got attention for. And it's not a blame thing. But when I think about how women operate in the way that women are doing things and a lot of stuff that men are complaining about, you're complicit in. I remember my stepdad telling me that he was going to take us to Chuck E. Cheese if me and my little brother, because we were the youngest ones at the time, me and my little brother did good that week, brought home our progress reports or report cards or whatever it was. If we did good, we were going to Chuck E. Cheese. Well, when we got home that Friday or whatever day it was, my little brother, not only did he have a bad report card, but he got in trouble at school that day. Now I got A's and B's on my report card. I know I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese. My mother took my report card, looked at it, and was like, good job. Now go on there and fold the clothes or wash the dishes or start cooking dinner or take that chicken out. She gave me a chore to do. And she just, my good thing that I did was just brushed off real quick. And she sat there for the next hour and a half until my dad got home, busting out my little brother about what he did. So what my mother was teaching me is that it doesn't matter how good I do, you and most humans around me will focus on negative and what's wrong with life before you focus on, here, I did right. And I don't get that much attention. Thank God for my stepfather, because when my stepfather came home, he still took me to Chuck E. Cheese. Being fair.
So let me ask you this. When we say attention, when you talk about that attention situation, I have a theory. Do you think that whole relationship conversation is just entertainment to single people?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Because the reason I say that is because I always say married people and people in relationships need to do the podcast. Now get what I'm saying. I saw Michelle Obama talking to Kelly Rowland, and Kelly Rowland said, you know, you and Barack, don't you want to be best friends? And you know, that fairy tale bullshit. And Michelle was like, man, if for 10 years I couldn't stand Barack. And they was like, why? She was like, because I had graduated from college with him. And this nigga, once I had the kids, he was focused on his political career. He playing golf, rubbing elbows, at the gym, shooting ball, working out. And she was like, I'm just this stay-at-home woman, but I had to do that because that's my husband.
Right.
She was like, but that shit made me mad. And this is Michelle Obama, so you can't get no higher than that.
Right.
So these women will leave a man today over time. We're going to get into the love languages in a minute. I'm starting to realize, and I'm starting to think, people who got money ain't the one doing the money podcast. People in relationships ain't the one doing the podcast. I'm starting to realize it's sheer entertainment. Almost like I was talking to this sister doing one of my one-on-one sessions. And I was telling her, I said, I don't think I can help you no more. You at a spot you say you have, I don't think I can help you no more. She was like, well, I'll be back next week. I'm gonna cash out you because you're my online boyfriend.
You're giving her attention.
So it's like I realize a lot of times these podcasts, these conversations, these people online boyfriends and fantasies and online love hate relationships. It's like my wife said, it's like the people that used to yell at Jerry Springer at the TV, Jerry, back in the day. So I see your page and I see how you speak about certain things. And people just flush your page and attack your page, and they can tell you about your whole life, but they never comment. They can tell you about your whole life. So it's like they watching you. So what I'm starting to realize is this thing called SMART, social media as response. We will decide to go with the pop culture and the Disney World life based on how many motherfuckers going with it. And then this love language shit is what I really want to discuss, because we're going to really discuss this in depth, right? The love languages came out in 1992. This is just a motherfucker with a book, like Steve Harvey, Think Like a Man, 90-Day Rule. Just his feelings. You know what I'm saying? And now TikTok got this love language shit back buzzing. It kind of came through the black church and through the Christian community. Now TikTok got it back buzzing the regular folks. Now we're gonna talk about the love languages. First of all, real quick, they are gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and what's the last one? Somebody give, quality time, acts of service, and affirmations. Affirmations. Now watch this. I watched the video today. This love language shit has given us reasons to have conditional love and reasons to run out on a relationship. I saw a video today I shared. The guy walked into the gym with his phone, which was some bitch shit, to film his wife. He caught his bitch cheating with her trainer. Okay, man, take the picture and go home, file for divorce. He done walked up to her, talking to her, all this shit. She acting like she don't know him in front of the trainer. That's how much she in love with the fucking trainer.
Right.
I don't know this guy. Get him away from me. So he pulls out his phone and shows the trainer, man, look at me and my wife and our kids. He like, damn, Shawty, you been lying 3 months. So basically, long story short, this guy is so upset, so hurt. And he's saying, I've been working. I pay all the bills. I bought this personal trainer for you. Why? How can you do this to me? She said, you just said it. You're always working and all you care about is making money and you don't give me any time. Now, that's one of the love languages. Time. Men used to go off back in the day fighting the goddamn war and women write them letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, time. This woman said this man ain't did nothing but be too busy to fluff her up. Time. Time. Let's discuss another one real quick. Gifts. If you don't gift me something every so often, I don't feel love. And you know when it creates a tit for tat situation. You ain't giving me something, I don't feel love. Well, I ain't gonna suck your dick, so you don't feel love. I ain't gonna give you what you want. You know, the acts of service. Cook me a meal. What if the woman tired? What if y'all older? What if you can't wash the car like you used to? Words of affirmations. Do I look good in this dress? 60 pounds heavier? Yes, honey, you do. Yes, you do. I'm gonna affirm you. I just quit my job because my supervisor, that bitch get on my nerves. Do you affirm that? No, we got bills to pay, honey.
Right.
I like playing the video game all day. Well, you don't spend no time with your son. Well, shit, he played the game too. You know what I'm saying? Man, want this shit to be affirmed. Affirm me. Positive affirmations. You know how they'll put the headphones on you when you go to sleep? And Demetria, you can do this. Demetria, you can do that. It's because you don't believe in yourself, so you need somebody to affirm you.
Right. Physical
touch. I was talking to a couple, me and my wife, and you know, in a one-on-one with a couple, and the woman was talking about physical touch, and the dude was too stupid to communicate. I said, ma'am, you're doing a whole lot of talk about physical touch. Women don't initiate sex. Women don't want to be told no. A woman has said, when I get home, I want you to tear my ass up. That's her way of saying, letting you know, fuck, I want to fuck tonight because I ain't finna come over and roll over and kiss on your neck and do nothing to get you horny. If a woman put her ass on you and you don't respond, she gonna be like, what's wrong with you? You been cheating or something? You know what I mean?
Right.
So the point I'm making is 99% of the time, whatever your so-called love language is, you're horrible at doing it for others. If you love receiving gifts, you're not going to be a gift giver because any free money you get, you're going to buy gifts for yourself.
Right.
I want to know what you think about love languages because I think all that sound like duty to me. Do what the fuck you supposed to do at all times, regardless.
Again, I gotta start. Like I do believe in love languages. I just don't believe in those specific boxes that they put them in. Your love language might be different from your way of showing somebody that you care about them might be a lot different than some. But I had an ex at like a real bad. I still diagnosed him. I think he has extreme introvert. I would have rather that man had a couple of side chicks than to be an introvert. Like, his time was his side chick for real. His time, like him wanting to be alone, him wanting to do things by himself was a problem for me. You don't never want to go nowhere, you never want to do nothing. I didn't find out until after the relationship was over and after I didn't ask like, no, I can't deal with it. And I'm talking to one of his family members, and I realized he had over my state days. I had gone to his state days, and his family members weren't even allowed to do that. His friends weren't allowed to do that. So he was showing me a love language. It was just his way. That man had a box this small and he let me in it. But because I'm looking at, well, you don't take me nowhere, you never want to go nowhere, you never want to do this. That just wasn't him. And the times that he did go somewhere with me, again, the family members like, he actually did that for you. He actually went there, and my stupid ass didn't know that he was doing something really big, and I was looking at it small. That's love language.
So that's a great example of like a person's scratching your back in the wrong spot.
Right.
Like just him going out with you in public is him scratching your back, and you like, but that's the wrong spot, motherfucker. I don't feel that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think love languages also what they do is, like you said, when you create those 5 things, in other races, they have arranged marriages, and they're kind of taught, this is what a man does in a marriage. This is what a woman does. Y'all ain't got to think each other cute.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't even got to like each other.
Exactly.
But by the time she suck and fucking cook, and you pay bills and take care of us, and you see her push your child out, and you see her breastfeed your child, and you see him protect the household, you start to look at each other. If it ain't love, this lovey-dovey feeling, it's like, this motherfucker got me and I got him. I'm going to do my duty. I'm going to do my duty. And those relationships last forever. It's almost like, seem like an American culture, because we got this love and love languages and these preconceived notions. It's like they say, Ahmad is going to marry Isabella.
Right.
And it's because he comes from a good family. And they can jot down on a list all the fucking reasons this shit is right. Whereas in America, a black man will say, man, I'll put a baby in that bitch. She got a fat ass.
That's the only requirement. That's it.
Or a black woman will say his hair, or I have his baby because you see what I'm saying? Because he cute. So it's like that love infatuation feeling causes us to do so much stupid shit. Quick question. Our love and infatuation. And I want to ask you this because this has something to do with it while we online. You're a woman. I was watching a video today and the woman was like, I had met this guy. He had a good job. He this. And he was street. He was an ex-thug. Why is it that black women put down street or rough edge, you know what I mean, as a requirement for a motherfucker they like? I've never seen another race do that. That's what's the infatuation love with that street shit amongst our women?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to get into that because I don't believe what you just said about not doing that. The more savage a man is, the more, and that doesn't have to be in the streets. That could be a man in the courtroom, a man in the boardroom, a man wherever. The more savage he is, the more we look at him as a protector. It's no more. That explains. That's another show to literally have. Pookie and Ray Ray literally had a purpose, and there was a reason why we chose them. You just
Question.
most women look at you as somebody who can protect them, and you are not going to be scared of most folks around. So
question, real quick, because you just said something that you made my point for me when you said racist and the more savage. You named other things of other races of men being savage. Our version of savage is the street mother.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're proving my point. Right. Other women see savage as masculinity. A man that can build some shit. Right. Do this. A man that can plant and grow. What is it about our black women that think street, guns, toting, criminality, willing to crash out at any fucking moment? What is it that our women like about that? I get what you're saying, but our women don't see it as savage, dominating, taking over a country.
I'm trying to explain it to you. So there's a few of us that have gotten it confused or misconstrued. But at the end of the day, I personally don't like men who don't own guns, who can't shoot, can't fish, can't do that. They don't have to be criminals. When NWA said "fuck the police," I said okay. I was okay with it. There's a reason I chose him. It wasn't because he had. It's not a thug element. It's not even a element. It's just somebody who's doing something that most of y'all are scared to do. And
we're not talking about you specifically. We talking about, we know black women said, where them hood niggas at? Where them street niggas at?
I can't explain why somebody who was wanting to go to jail or anything. The only thing I can tell you about those type of dudes, that's what you're gonna get. Those are the ones who fulfill those fake affirmations. They got a lot of time because he ain't got no damn job. He got good dick because he needs somewhere to stay. So that's why they're choosing him, so they can have somebody to control. But for the most part, no, I don't think most women like him. We're talking about that small group of women again that get a whole lot of attention. Most of us don't.
I don't think it's a small group of women because we have a high group of single mothers, right? This is what I'm saying. You just said a major key when you said he need a place to stay, so he fuck good or he got the time. Mm-hmm. I told a sister, she said she liked them street niggas. First of all, she was trying to holler at me. She said, yeah, because you got that street edge. I said, no, I don't, sister. I'm a masculine man. You confusing that shit.
No, that's what
you confusing my masculinity because all you ever seen was a nigga ready to shoot or pop off. So you think that's street. You think that's masculine. You think that's a protector. These niggas are the last motherfuckers to protect. They shoot the neighborhood up. They shoot the innocent kids up. These niggas ain't there for their mama, for their children. Their mama got to take up GoFundMe to bury these. These motherfuckers are zero masculine. But our women are so quick to say they love a street nigga. Where the street niggas at? Where the hood niggas at? And I told her, she said it's a certain edge, it's a certain thing I like. And I told her, I said, you know what? That sound good. But you know what I think, sweetheart? A regular man gonna require some of you. All this street nigga need is some pussy, you fry him a fish sandwich and somewhere to bag his weed up. A regular man gonna require a clean house. So I think we going back to the phrase of, and this is where people get mad at me, low lifes attract low lives. Mm-hmm. I think any motherfucker that goes online to the relationship counselor, it's a low life. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean low vibrational like all that other shit. I mean just low life. You're a low thinking motherfucker. The shit we love. I told the sister today, like I said, you hear me say that a lot on the show because I'd be doing a lot of one-on-ones. I said, when I hear, she said, talk about what she watched. I said, you watching this shit at 40? You can't be no good helpmate.
Right.
What is you watching this shit? It's like when I hear a man say, man, I'm a binge watch all 5 episodes, seasons of Ozark or some shit. I said, a man binge watching some shit. It's weird to me, like for a woman to say, there's certain things that you look at that we say within our community based on pop culture. A motherfucker will say, I love a TV show enough to binge watch 8 seasons of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we can be on the know and say, I can tell you what episode Johnny Boy shot Fredo, or when fucking JR shot Dylan or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think when it's all said and done, do we think we need outside guides? Do you think we really need these outside guides, or is this just entertainment for single people?
It's a little bit both, and we need outside guides, because from what I'm looking around, I even take the thing my grandbaby, when my grandbaby came, I never thought, like, if you look at my parents, they're calling me grandma. I'm grandma. This is the grandest shit I've ever done. But if they're looking at a lot of gurus, if they're our elders, because a lot of our elders are trying to be like they don't really have, they're looking everywhere, even as 40-year-olds, as 47-year-olds. My mom has dementia. So I have more of the elders and older people that I go to, because I can't talk to my mom. My dad's dead. I don't have a lot of uncles that I can talk to, but I go look for the elders that are still rocking like elders. A lot of these people don't know, they don't have any elders in their lives. So they are looking to the internet and everywhere else. Because there's no way, it's some stuff, even with that rating stuff I was looking at the other day, there's no way there was no way I don't give a shit what you look like, how much money, ain't no man rate me. And that's me being honest. Not me being delusional. But first of all, I know my dating level. I know where I'm a 10 at, where I'm a 1 at, where I'm a 2 at, so that whole gym thing, that doesn't fit.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
What you just said, and I understand that. But if we see, you have certain people that are real and certain people that are honest, and we know, like I saw your response. You said in fucking Arkansas or some shit in 10, and I'm a 10, in Miami, I'm a 1. But most people won't be that honest. When you're rating yourself, if you're being honest, we're not rating ourselves personally how we feel about ourselves. We know the rating is based on what the world would put a number on you. Right. So if everybody's a 7, then a 7 is average. Right. So we got to move the shit up past 10. Right. I would never tell a woman her number. But if I would say, if you're a 10, man, what's Beyonce? And it always get quiet. I'm like, so that's that. I didn't even make that post. I shared that post. You know what I'm saying? And you saw what happened. The attention. It was one guy on the post.
That's why
rating all the women, giving them 1s and 2s, and that woman bust his ass, and I shared it, and he lost his fucking cool.
That one guy post though represents a large group of guys that we've been talking about for 60 years. Now you got this dude running up and down your page again. Down at the nursing home, I'm a 10. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm a Ray Charles 20. I know this. So if I can say this, if I know this, that dude is running up and down your page. All of the men who can actually get pins without having to pay for them are rating women honestly. He's going, you're not a 10, you're a 6. But he's a 2 that can never even get past the 4. I would never let a man get that. That's dangerous for any women. It's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself. It's something wrong with men are saying being delusional. I know that I'm not going to compete with. My daughter is beautiful. She has no children. She has an advantage that I don't have. I'm not competing in the same arena that she's competing in. I would not be that delusional. But at my age and in my age group, I'm closer to a 10 than the general number is. I understand that. Like said, in Miami, these young girls, nobody's noticing me. I can admit I'm not that delusional.
Let me ask you something, because we have to understand value, right? So when the term value, and rating and value, because that's another thing in pop culture. We have this value system. What do you bring to the table? That's one of those sayings I tell guys. If a bitch say that, what I bring to the table, or if a man asks a woman that, it's like, man, why you asking the bitch that? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this: value. We can feel how we feel like we want to feel about ourselves. Mm-hmm. But this online conversation about value has our world fucked up, because people are having first dates and dinner discussing shit like this. And we have to understand value is based on the motherfucker sitting across from you. They set your value. You don't set your own value. You can feel good about yourself. You can like yourself. You can love yourself, but your value is set by the opposite motherfucking gender.
Right.
So you could be a 8-figure nigga and bitches be like, that nigga ain't valuable. I just fuck him, take his money. Might not even do it but one time.
That's it.
And as for women, like I said, with pop culture, these conversations we're having, these words, value, high value man, high value woman. I remember when I was growing up, it's like the dweebs and the lames and the cornballs are very loud. Remember we said earlier, the married people ain't giving the married advice. The rich people ain't on this motherfucker giving the rich advice. So I think dweebs, lames, and cornballs and incels, these guys created this term. These are the very same men that are called a woman masculine because she won't get on board. These guys created a term, high value man, meaning I'm a former dweeb that can never get no pussy. Now I make enough money where I think I ought to have a bad bitch. And then for the first time they went back and got a bad bitch, they realized bad bitches, I don't know how to deal with them. It's like they didn't realize how Keisha would juice their ass. It's like these very same guys, they love to go across the world to buy pussy because they couldn't buy pussy in the United States because they'll get got. The bitch will have a nigga set them up. It's like when you don't know how to do certain things and you're not of a certain caliber, you create. It's like a woman saying, I'm pretty, hot and tempting, fat. I'm fat. No, bitch, you fat.
Right. Your BMI is a 30. You're obese, actually. But I get
you didn't turn. I have to buy a bitch to some dope shit. We in the black community because of love and the falsehoods of romance. We turn our faults into virtues.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We'll turn our faults into virtues. I'm the short guy that nobody ever liked, but I got a job at IBM.
Right.
And the money is the only thing. If I ask her out on a date, she's going to tell me no. Exactly. And then I respond, well, I wanted to take you to Shay Lamone's. I wanted to take you to Jimmy Cha-Cha's or some shit. And then she says, sure, let's go. And then you say, yeah, I'm a high value.
Right.
And then after the bitch juice you say, she's a gold digger. Then you got your passport, you got to leave because you didn't know that that's what happened to niggas with money. You're going to get juiced. Mm-hmm. So do you think when it's all said and done, question, this is one of the biggest questions that I always had. Do you think people that really care or people that got some sense are ever going to speak up and say, I'm tired of the small group loud motherfuckers misrepresenting us?
Well,
or do you think that those motherfuckers like, I ain't even looking at that shit?
It's a little bit of both. So I like to consider myself one of the people because I'll do it in real life and like, and I feel like it's a lot of men that it's the same thing. It's no different. It's But yeah, they still have their black. I think that revelation. The same thing I said that dude going through your page. I realized that this is the only time in life where he'll actually get a rating or say something like that in life. It's on the internet. He can have that. Because off internet, okay. On internet where he's able. So if that's his only outlet, I feel sorry for them. So I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna let it play out and let them fight and fuss with each other. Because I don't really care. That's why I stopped making stuff about women. My sister, I thought I helped them. I realized it was men using my video, using my talking points.
Dennis used your talking points.
They were having pick at moments for women. No, I want them to be straight. You're going, see, she even said she, and then you misconstruing what I even said. So yeah, no, I don't.
Dennis Sperling did you like that. When he had you on your show, he did you like that. I was like, damn, she don't see what's happening.
Bearing hip having son of a bitch. Him, you know what's crazy? He is the example of everything we are talking about tonight. When I say everything, there's that delusion that men keep trying to, some men that are pushing off on us. I seen James Hop. I love James Hop. But James Hop posted something the other day. 30% of women, there was a DNA expert. 30% of women that have DNA proven that those fathers are not the fathers of those children. Well, listen, when the single mothers were complaining about single mothers, they blame that shit all on black men. I'm one of those 70 other women that knows who my children's father are and wasn't sitting up in court, no child support. So that's the jump off you for. The same way you looked at me and said you should have chose better, you should have chose better. And if you're saying to us that he literally posted it and said, why aren't you addressing this? Because I'm one of the 70 women that has nothing to do with that. Why would I address that?
Let me ask you this.
Courtroom with another woman and you're not the father, then that means you all are fucking the same 30% of women. Choose better.
That's a pop, and what I'm saying is that's a pop culture conversation. We got 3 minutes left because I want to always be on time. You said something earlier. I look at myself and sometimes I question myself because I'm so fucking sick of social media. I fucking hate social media.
Right.
But I care about black people. Now I don't know if it's my ego or if I'm like puppy power or fucking Mighty Mouse. Here I come to save the day.
No,
both of us. Let me finish. Both of us have something in common. We both like music. Blah blah blah. We could schmooze the internet and kind of say what need to be said and kind of get our music off and make some dollars. You know, we could just capitulate for the world. What makes you think that your voice and what you got to say is going to help us or invoke some type of change or can help somebody instead of you just smoozing the internet, being a Wendy Williams or something and just be like, yo, I'm performing here? What makes you think that, what makes you keep going? And is it for attention? Because you don't get good attention, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Sum it up in 2 minutes.
It's a lot of people keep that. I keep going because I'm saying it a lot. It started off with me having thought and talk to a whole bunch of people a lot of times because I like attention. I am an entertainer. I admit that part. I just don't like negative. I don't like attention for stupid shit. But yeah, I do believe that there's somebody. You and that girl a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about fighting the kids said you can't change nobody's life in one day. I don't believe that. You made a video and a lot of people know you because you talked about a change the Mexicans made in one day. There might be somebody, I watched one of your videos that made me think something changed. How I did things from that one day. I don't give a shit about whether a whole lot of people like it. I just want somebody to wake up and realize the same things I did. Somebody to look at and rethink things that we learned and just reprogram yourself. But it's not a yeah.
Last question. You mentioned negative attention. I know I've been viral so many times and I'm kind of on a little viral buzz now. I don't look at the shit no more. the negative attention affects me. The negative comments, the negative stuff affects me in a way that I don't even want to see it no more. I'm about to actually change up my style in the sense of saying I'm gonna create something called Woman Wednesdays. I actually want you to be one of my first guests. I want to start talking to women. I'm not going to talk about anything bad about what's going on and highlight that anymore. I want to bring women on my show that can say, how have I helped them? What am I, you know what I'm saying? I want to highlight what I've done good and the good, because it's like the negative attention really, I stopped doing lives. I take Facebook off my phone during the week. You know, there's a certain amount of business I make from detox or such and such. So I kind of keep my face out there. But speak real quick on that negative attention, how it affects you, meaning like this. I have got up in the morning feeling so wonderful. Got to the gym, hopped on the treadmill, started jogging, fucked around and clicked on a Facebook post. Somebody said some shit that was so negative from the day before I stopped the treadmill. Now I'm sitting down on the goddamn tricep machine typing for the next hour. How does that shit, speak on that? Because I'm through with that. I'm not feeding into that. Speak on that.
It should be. That's the whole point. Like, okay, so look at our pictures side by side. You're literally the pretty one. You're the 10 in this equation. It took one of my friends to tell me that, and I'm like, why the fuck? I can't see something and people are getting mad because they literally, and he said they literally respect your opinion. Your opinion matters than you actually think. So for all the negative comments you see, it's been times where men are like, I bet you ain't got a man. And me and a man was laid up laughing at your fucking comments and your pictures and the stuff that I posted and the responses back to you. It shouldn't hurt you that bad. Nothing on the internet. I grew up with this forehead, these big teeth, these manly ass arms. So there's nothing nobody can say to me that I didn't even hear before I left my household. You can't insult me past elementary school. I promise you that. Nothing.
Hey, show the muscle one more time before we get out of here. Then look, you said them are manly on. You're doing something. You're doing some push-ups or something.
I love active things. I love to be active. I love lifting. Like I told you, if I want to be cute for the day, like today, I wore my sundress because I wanted to be cute. But if I want
spin around, show them what you look like.
Not because I got the wintertime going on. Nope.
I just wanted to see how much attention you really like. I'm like, is she gonna show the ass?
I like that full attention because I don't like that type of attention.
Well, look, I appreciate you. We're gonna get out of here. And I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna work on Sunday's topic. I like to kind of want to be right at an hour so we can be like we're professionals. Like in real life, they'd have been holding up the signs like, well, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, sister. You be good now.
All right. Good night.
All right.
Bye.